Hi, and welcome back to the Deadman Company. As always, I am your DM Shivam, and I use he/him pronouns. And I will let the rest of our lovely players introduce themselves.
Whoa, cowabunga, dudes! You out here to catch those gnarly tubes? You look a little fresh to be tackling these glossy mamas. Don't worry, I can show you some hombres that'll know their way around the foam. Whoa, look over there! That wild card is Ash. He's a furbolg Drake Warden Ranger who uses he/they pronouns. Pretty gnarly. Oh, look at that fat cat Maple at the front of the board, hanging 10 with him. I think his sponsor is Nolan, who also uses he/him pronouns. Look, let me toss you over to another wave crusher who can show you a way around the beach.
Like, hello there! Oh my god. I immediately lost my train of thought. Fuck! I'll fix this. Hello there! Oh my gosh. You're looking so fabulous today. Speaking of fabulous, why don't you look over there? Chilling on the beach, she's got half the place fawning over her. Dea Delaway, Water Genasi Creation Bard. Absolutely wonderful. If you need to get her attention, just go to her manager, Kate. Both of them use she/her pronouns. Now, I think I should shove you to the next person now.
Yo, it's gnarly out here, bro. The waves are perfect, the sun's in the sky, the beach is beaching. Over there we got our Victory Cleric Asimar, Elena, and her sponsor, Izzy. Elena uses she/they pronouns, Izzy uses she/they pronouns, and we're gonna go to our next sponsor.
Sponsor?
I don't know. Leave me alone.
What's up, dudes? Welcome to the beach. And here we find our dude that's wiped out, just face down in the water. Oni Mori uses he/him pronouns, and his unlucky sponsor is Elliot, who also uses he/him pronouns.
Oh, no. Up, dude. You can see out there kicking a sandcastle in some dweeb's face. It's the Red Menace. He uses he/him pronouns. It's played by Nemo. Also uses he/him pronouns. They're both having a great time.
Bullying children.
What, dude? These vibes? Off the hook. But,
I hate
someone
you
tell
so
me,
much.
how everyone got here?
After the map makers... Hold on, I gotta get it out. After the map makers discussed their plan of exploring the castle and the discussions with the Immortal King, they split up. Dea and Ash successfully managed to get inside and find Cut's room. Ash finds paperwork of correspondence from Cielo named Raoul talking about a device he needs to build to prevent the toxins from affecting Mistral Peak. He also found a cape in Cut's closet with the 12 zodiac constellations burned into it. Dea, while invisible, managed to shake off Cut and sneak into the library where some of the king's children were discussing the stars. She found out that the stars are used to help casters amplify their spells, but if the user is unable to fully wield their power, it would cause magical backlash. And while doing this research, something in Dea caused her to reach out in her mind's eye and see a magical large creature in the night sky, which Ash explained was the Star Drake. And while this is happening, Onimori, Red Menace, and Elena were all dining with the king and his children, speaking of the war, Cielo, and his family. And then when the dinner ended, everybody was in the midst of leaving. Ash snuck into the dining room and confronted Cut about everything that had happened in their past. Finds out Cielo properly brought Cut back to life with the help of Cielo's benefactor, which is a woman in red armor and a veil. Cut keeps insisting that they need to be rid of the Dreadworm before anything else could be discussed or decided, but Ash doesn't buy any of it. Cut has something to do with the Star Drake and the stars falling. Ash is pissed beyond reason, throwing and breaking furniture as the rest of the party finally comes as unnecessary backup. Finally, once the last words of hate were shouted, Ash and the rest of the party leaves the castle.
Yeah.
That's some good energy to pick back up on.
Yeah, no, pretty good.
I am suffering.
Yeah. Ash, you are currently being dragged away from the castle, as the rest of the party doesn't really fully understand what exactly went on here. You guys are traveling through the dimly lit cobblestone streets of Mistral Peak, as I assume you are currently headed back to the inn room to discuss what happened and maybe get some rest.
Okay, because I remember at the end of last session that Onimori was grappling me, but did he let me go?
He did
Only
let
once
go.
we're outside of the building.
Only once we were outside of the building? Okay. I think, like, once we're outside, Ash is gonna keep, like, 10 to 15 paces ahead of the rest of the group, probably, until we get back.
Fair enough. Assuming that it's a long, awkward, silent walk.
Is Dea visible at this point? Because I know she was invisible for most of the shit.
Oh, Dea hasn't gotten out yet.
Dea's
no,
out.
Dea
Dea's
hasn't gotten
Dea's
out.
out.
Yeah, she's the one who brought you guys in. Dea's with the group.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I mean, she could probably, stop being invisible anytime she wishes. So I think she probably, just drop it.
I will say, to add a little bit of flavor, Ash, probably uncharacteristically of how he normally is just kind of not moving out of the way of people as we walk, and Ash is shoulder checked at least like 5 people in the market at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Elena
Just
will
going full
apologize behind.
bittersweet symphony.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Yeah.
I would say probably just, keeping a distance until we actually got back to the hotel room.
Yeah, anymore, we'll let him have it.
Mm-hmm. You guys...
In the literal sense, not the metaphorical sense.
Wham!
Yeah. As Ash, you throw open the door to the inn room.
Yeah. I think throw it open, sort of just immediately head to the back of the room, and just, like, he braces himself on the windowsill and is just looking down. His fingers sort of digging into the wood the same way it did with the table of the dining room we were just in.
No anymore, he just goes, jumping will not solve your problems.
Especially not, since you have been avoiding telling us so much more than you already have. Would you like to explain the Star Drake to the rest of the group now? That is another very important thing that you have neglected to inform us about.
Ash takes sort of a deep sigh, or a deep breath. The Star Drake was only something that I would have told you about had it been deemed crucial to our cause. There are several things I'm sure of your pasts that, should it not be important, you would keep personal.
Well, it seems that it's important now.
He'll sort of push himself up and lean against the windowsill. The Star Drake is a progenitor of dragons, as far as we know, on the Earth that we live on. The Star Drake stays in isolation for many reasons, but mainly to protect itself and the stars, as it is the primary custodian of the skies. The Star Drake, day in and out, has the task of holding up the heavens and attempting to not allow them to fall. Should the Star Drake be weakened or removed from that position, the skies would fall.
Seems like that's exactly what's happening.
Yes.
You think it's Cut's fault?
When I was going through his chambers, I found a handful of things. One of which was a robe, which had the constellations burned into them. I believe that he has been using his connection to the Star Drake to give him extra power. Should he be killed, it only drains the Drake and not himself.
Well,
And
I
he-
wouldn't put it past him.
He has this connection out because he also shares the draconic features, I assume?
Not every person with draconic features shares a connection with the Star Drake. To make a connection with a living dragon, I don't know if it had been done before. I had done it briefly when I first obtained my powers, but the theory could not really be tested as the Drake died soon after.
Interesting.
If he has somehow made a connection with the Star Drake and is draining its power, I believe that he has not fully gained what he would like from the Star Drake. I think right
that
now
would explain how. Go ahead.
he is attempting to take more of its power as the stars fall and use it against the Dreadworm.
So he benefits from its suffering. Every time it does, a star falls. And he takes it just like Dea did.
Every time he dies, he pulls on the Star Drake's power more, causing a star to fall. He gains power, and the cycle continues. Thus why he has no guards of note, and why he has let the rumor of him as an immortal king spread throughout the kingdoms. He is inviting challenge.
How braggadocious.
The only way I can see to remedy this is to sever his connection with the Star Drake.
Would you know how to do this?
I believe we would most likely need to make contact with the Star Drake. And through the same method that I used to connect to a Drake, I assume we could connect and sever the connection.
Well, Ash.
Now that we know, assuming that no matter the context, what Cut seems to be doing with the Star Drake is a negative thing. But can you see how ruining our relationship to the king might make it a bit more difficult to execute a solution?
He is a scoundrel who does not care about the life of living creatures that he deems beneath him. I have told you from the beginning, he is not someone that we need a relationship with.
Well, Ash, you know what they say about friends and enemies. Your friends close, but your enemies closer. Can't exactly tell what someone I'm not familiar with is doing at a moment's notice.
Ash sort of takes a second and he's about to say something and he catches his mouth. And then slowly sort of just goes, Cut was a very close friend of mine throughout my life. And it is that close connection that did not allow me to see the danger that he had become. I see the wisdom in your words. However, they must be taken with caution.
Well, if that's what you're worried about, Ash, I'd like you to know that not one of us has betrayed your words. We did not trust him. We merely let him hear what he wanted to hear from us. Just because we look like we're having fun doesn't mean we're becoming friends.
I think Ashla looks over at the Red Menace.
Roman's just quiet, looking down.
What do you think of the king, the Red Menace?
He has resources. Very charismatic guy, though. If we're looking to make an alliance with anyone, right now that guy is the closest thing we got.
He has a point. Is he?
I understand the place you are coming from. However, Cut does not have compassion for those who he does not deem worthy, and would seek to lie through his teeth about any promises he would make. And with that, Ash is going to pull out the papers that he has from his desk and throw them out onto the bed in the room. He claims to have cut ties with Cielo, but that is a lie.
Great DM. What did he say for people who weren't here last week?
Yeah, and just that.
He was forgotten.
Yeah, just for the people who weren't here last week.
I know
Just
what.
those
Do not
people.
hear my recap.
Yeah. So.
I know what they say.
Oh, you want to go ahead then?
Yeah, he's been in contact with a man named Raoul to get machineries from Cielo to get rid of the ooze from the jungle.
Wow.
Okay.
Good job,
Nice.
Elliot.
I'll pay attention sometimes.
Okay.
Thank God you did.
Yeah, basically that. In addition, as I believe he also mentioned during the dinner, he was in fact in contact with Baronessa Christina for a while before Raoul.
Mm-hmm.
He claims to have cut ties, but he associates himself with Cielo still, and associated himself with the Baronessa. I feel like that might be of note to you, Red Menace.
That is indeed of note.
Onimori reads over the papers. Quiet for a minute. And he says, I believe this issue could be more complicated than it appears on the surface. It's possible, just for the reason that he has the CLN embassy still in town, that he's merely using Cielo as a resource to aid the town. Doesn't necessarily mean he aligns with their beliefs anymore. I still don't agree with what he's doing with the Star Drake by any means. But I think we should tread lightly in assumptions here.
If he is so forthright and good with his intentions, then why keep them secret? He wishes to kill the Dreadworm, which he drove out and he spurred to violence.
Alright, Ash. You have the context for these creatures that we're fighting. What would your ideal outcome look like?
If it was up to me, we would be able to sever his connection to the Star Drake. And we would be able to negotiate with the Dreadworm and stop its incursions upon Mistral Peak.
And I don't see anything wrong with that. I think we're all in accordance then. Unless Onimori pans the group. It seems like we are all in agreement.
We are. Just. There's so much. How are we gonna deal with this yellow war on Duskkeep? Do you have any plans for that other than just, waiting it out?
The Red Menace, I understand your concern.
Do you?
My people were once at war as well. I feared for their lives on a daily basis. Have we contacted them since the war started to see what their status is? Well, I'm sure they would always like more aid. They know of our plights and what we seek to do.
It's not a bad idea. We have a couple of numbers back there, don't we?
I think you have Mona and maybe Dia.
Dia?
Dia.
Oh
It
yes, your
sounds
close
too
friend
close.
Dia.
Dia, my close friend. They are Shura.
I would. While I am not denying that we should not attempt to send aid, perhaps as a testament to the strength that you carry, the Duskkeep might not be in the position that we think they are.
I think the best course of action would be to see where they're at. It's possible Cielo hasn't even sent troops yet.
That's a good idea. I like that.
I think Ash will then push himself up on the windowsill, sort of just being like, "All right, this is like a linchpin in all of our plans right now." So he's just, who has the phone?
Yeah, who has the crystal?
I think it's
I have
Elena.
the crystal.
I pull out the crystal because I was gonna say that.
It
It
is.
was said already. And I just hand it over to Red Menace.
I'm calling Mona.
You do so. The phone rings as a goblin man picks up. As he says, "Oh, hey, Red Menace."
Hey, how are things over there?
I'm assuming you heard about the news.
I did. on the news, papers.
Things are tense, but we're preparing. We have enough weapons and the like to actually start fighting back, and we're trying to set up as many defensive strategies and lay our traps as we can.
Good. You guys have a full mine of Heptamite too, so that should help.
Yeah. As he goes on to say, and of course, D has been going around from person to person, making sure that they're adequately prepared, and for the most part, it seems that pretty much everyone is willing to fight here. We do have a few stragglers, mostly children and the physically ill who aren't able to, but
Damn children.
Damn
Damn
children.
children!
I was typing that.
Fred met us with the fuck them kids energy.
oh my god.
Stragglers.
Sorry.
Yeah. I guess the biggest concern right now is trying to find a safe place for them, assuming that Cielo is going to try and march in our gates.
That's fair. Well, if you guys do eventually need help, you have our number. We we'll go there as fast as we can.
Yeah. To be honest, we should be able to at least handle our own, but if you do find anything across your travels, any extra hands, anything like that, weapons, resources, we certainly wouldn't say no to them.
Yeah, we'll send everything your way.
It's appreciated. Though, at least this time, we're all planning to fight back. As he gives you a reassuring smile.
I'm glad. Ernest just turns away from the phone. Take this, I don't want to look at it anymore.
Hi, Muna.
Yeah. He offers a sympathetic look. As Reminisce, you just kind of walk away a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. As he just very quietly says, "Can you check in with RM in a little bit?"
Sure? Are you asking me? Who are you asking?
Well, you, I suppose.
Okay.
You all seem at least close to him, so.
Okay. Yeah, I could do that.
He nods thankfully. Is there anything else you wanted to ask him or the Ashra?
Is there any way I could give him Dr. White's number?
Yeah, you could.
Okay,
That's
so this is
smart.
the lady who's been kind of helping us. She might have some things up her sleeve. It's worth giving her a call. Yeah.
Yeah, I can do. That sounds nice.
Okay, well, stay safe. Good night.
Muna,
Oh, I lied. Here, take it.
I'll take the phone.
I wanted to ask you before the call dropped. Do you know anyone by the name of Raoul, perhaps?
Can't really say that I do. Should I?
They were someone that had... They were viewed as a replacement in someone's eyes for the Baronessa. And so I thought they might be a notable name. If you'd believe it, we are not up to date on our popular figures.
Probably someone in Cielo then. I mean, no, I can't say I keep too up to date on that. To be honest, I don't know if I especially want to.
Understandable.
Yeah, maybe there's some other people you might be able to ask to find out some more info.
You could be right. Our normal avenue right now is, however, untrustworthy. Thank you for your help.
He nods.
I hope to have good news to share with you soon.
Yeah, that sounds good. And just let us know too if you need anything from us.
I think Ash will just nod and go.
You take care then.
Yeah, you guys too.
Delete. That's the phone hanging up.
The
Wow.
crystal
Can
hanging
fully
up.
work.
Yeah.
Can fully work.
Question: Does the is it like a flip phone where you can just?
It is now. It is absolutely a
Good.
fucking
I
flip
hate
phone.
that actually. Oh, is
I
it the?
love that.
Oh, yeah, have you guys seen the ad for the new flip? Sorry, big tangent. Have you seen the ad for the new flip phone?
Yeah.
Terrible. We'll talk about it during break. Atrocious.
Anyways, yeah. So you flip it shut.
I do recall Cut speaking of a faster path back to the Duskkeep, one that circumvents the jungle. Although at the current moment it is off limits, broken, perhaps overrun by monsters. It was unclear, but
Did
It was
he make
themed
note
at
of where
least
the
in
path
before.
was?
oh, go ahead.
Did he make note of where the path was?
Did he?
I assume the path you're talking about is the path you guys took through the jungle with all the
to say
There's
what?
another path to Duskkeep that was inaccessible currently.
Isn't that the one we took?
Yeah, I would assume. I think that's what he meant. Is yeah, he meant it's
Oh,
the
he
only
meant that
there's one
one.
straight path to like the Duskkeep, and it's the path you guys took, but of course like
We got
overrun by
sidetracked.
monsters and a whole
Yeah.
bunch
Oh,
of like
clearly not
extreme.
that path. Okay.
He's talking about that path. No, that was the path you guys took.
Ah.
Yeah,
Well,
because Dr.
that's
White talked
unfortunate.
about a different path around the forest or around the jungle, and like that would just take an extra couple of months.
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
Months? It only takes 3 days to get there.
Yeah, it's a very roundabout route.
Jeez.
So, I believe that if we are to do anything, we would need to first remove the Dreadworm from the equation.
That or sever the tie. Although. Thank you. Although, I would leave it up to you to determine which one was more important.
Currently, I believe the connection that Cut has with the Star Drake is the most detrimental. That being
Well-
said, I do believe that to talk with the Dreadworm, we would need to have more power to be able to have a footing in the conversation. The Dreadworm did not want to listen to me in my life, and I had more power than I do now.
Do you have an idea in mind?
I believe I do. If we could get a blessing from its progenitor, then perhaps it might listen.
Would that be the Star Drake?
Yes.
Then I suppose all we need is a way to talk to the Star Drake. We might also be able to ask how to sever this tie with Cut.
Well, it has already seen me, so perhaps it would be willing to talk.
I believe we could facilitate a conversation. We would need to make our way to its lair, however.
In the sky?
There was a mountain where it seemed to reside, but its location I am not familiar with.
Do we have a map?
We're the map makers.
I hope we
Yeah,
have a map.
Idiot. God.
Oh fuck, we're making the map. That's right. I guess. Do we have a map of? We've had a map in the
You have
past,
some
right?
maps of the general area, yes.
Okay. Can we lay out a map then?
Yeah, you lay out a map as you're trying to kind of discern where the peak would be.
Yeah.
So, the thing is, it's hard to say because I believe in your time you probably wouldn't have had a map like this. You probably would have known the direct directions from like a key point to the to where it would be.
So, if I like look in the direction on, like if I know the direction from the jungle, the main jungle, and then like, do I see any notable mountains in that direction on the map?
Yeah, I'll go with a investigation check.
Ah, shit.
Guidance.
I was gonna say, could I assist because Dea might recognize the layout if this is like a cartography style map?
Sure, I'll allow the help action.
Sick. All right,
I'll
because I
say
have
difficult check though, 18 at least.
Oh.
DC 18.
Right,
I have
colored
a
Nina
-1.
Let me see
That's
it.
what Dea says.
Glad I have that advantage because I have a -1. That's a nat 20.
Hey, let's go!
It's a nat 20 and a dirty 20.
Yeah, God, that a fucking.
It's a
that-
dirty nat 20 technically.
Yeah. God, that fucking advantage coming in clutch.
Oh yeah.
As you're kind of looking around the area, you can see that there it does appear to be one in the distance, like one like general mountain range. As you kind of look at the peaks themselves, you can almost certainly tell it's probably on the highest peak of that mountain range. As you trace it over in your mind, you
Ash.
are
Oh, go ahead.
all but certain that is the peak. It seems like it's about let's go with 4 days travel out.
Ash points to the spot in the mountains and goes,
Here, I believe this is where the Star Drake resides.
Well, when should we set out?
Weren't we supposed to talk to Cut tomorrow? Or
Then
should we just
tomorrow
skip that?
afternoon.
All right.
Ash sort of tenses up when you all say that you're gonna go back and talk to him.
I just said that he invited us to talk with him. I didn't mean we were gonna go. I asked if we were gonna skip it.
Do we have anything we need to discuss with him at this point?
I mean, we could ask him what he's doing with the Star Drake. We could ask him about this machine thing.
I'm a little afraid to ruin the relationship any further without more information. So far, he thinks that the rest of us are on his side. That gives us a little bit of a head move on the first thing that we do.
Then we perhaps go in under the guise of wanting to better relations and get an idea of where things are currently standing. If he believes we are here to aid him, perhaps he will not be so closeted about information.
He did seem eager to send people out to the Dusk Keep.
But you know how he could also help out the Dusk Keep? Cielo's forces are not infinite. What a better way to weaken their resolve, their force, than to give them a reason to come here.
As much as I like that idea, Day, he also seemed extremely lax to want to bring attention to here. He seems to be protecting his own townspeople, but unaware that dividing his forces may be a bad idea.
His own people or his children?
Either or, same outcome. He seems to have a point of pride in helping others. If we act like that's what we need, then perhaps he will lower his guard.
He
Go
He
for
is
it.
quick to violence, and will say whatever he deems necessary to make you believe him. Keep in mind, he lied several times in at least what I heard in his conversations.
Oh, of course. Well, at least we could take him up on his offer for help, and offer to help clear the path on the way there. That is his goal after all, getting rid of the Dreadworm.
His goal
We-
is to slaughter a beast that he put into agony.
Oh, yes, Ash, I understand. Of course, we don't know that that path is blocked by the Dreadworm. Not in his eyes. We offer to help, he says, oh no, it's not a problem, we insist, and that's the end of the conversation. He thinks we're going that way, he thinks we just want his help, and he pities us and offers it. Meanwhile, we're going in the complete opposite direction.
Ash sort of leans forward on the windowsill, sort of just staring down Onimori.
I would like for things to be that black and white. However, you must be careful when making deals with a devil. If you
If the path
promise
isn't clear,
something,
then he can't actually send people to Dustkeep now, can he?
no, he cannot. However, if you seek to offer him aid, he will use you as pawns.
Onimori doesn't say anything for a little while.
He
Not going to be used as a pawn, Ash.
cut while he was brutal, was also a master tactician in his time. He led all of the warriors of our village and was able to skillfully defend our people, only not being able to find the dragons because I led them to safety. He may have machinations that lie hidden.
Well, lest there be any confusion, I was never intending to help him clear the path myself. That's not the idea of the plan. The idea is to make him think that we want to help him,
I would
or
be
let him continue to think that.
I would be careful, as anything that we do can be spun if we ally ourselves with him. If we decide to aid him, he already knows the name of the Red Menace. It could be that if we promise something to him and then betray him, maybe in the news it would show up that the Red Menace is now allied with someone who still works with Cielo. We must tread carefully.
What would stop him from just, spreading these rumors anyway?
Because right now he thinks that we can be of use to him.
That's the whole idea. Of course, we're not, actually. He's going to find that out one way or another. The longer we can let him think that we're unimportant, non-powerful and not a danger to his continued well-being, the better.
Ash is like grips the edge of the windowsill, and like his knuckles are like starting to, like his knuckles are getting white as he's just like intensely gripping it, and just goes,
I don't know if there is anything I could say to make him believe that. About me, at least.
Then why don't you sit this one out?
Fine. Heed my warnings. I shall attempt to do some scouting. And then, in the afternoon tomorrow, we can leave.
Onimori just does one long, slow nod.
Does anyone have anything else?
I'm taking all ideas.
At the very least, I would like to bring up the point. His children are familiar with what is happening as well. They know of the stars. He has dragged them into his, well, business. How much he has actually told them accurately, however, is another story.
How so, Dea?
Well, from what I also overheard at dinner, he has not told them of his true origins, his true intentions. They have the wool pulled over their eyes as well.
Well, but in any case, we may have some unexpected allies. They seem rather hopeful and bright-eyed cheery. I doubt they'd like what the father said, even with the blood connection.
That. And I'm sure they would be thrilled to figure out that he was merely brought back to life. To be a true pawn of Cielo.
Even given those facts, based on the home that I saw, I do not know if they would easily turn against their...
and Ash sort of like strains for a second before saying,
father.
We shouldn't expect it, but it is a possibility.
Not fully, no.
It'd be more a job for someone like you, Dea.
Why, I would be happy to only tell them the truth. What is really happening?
You have a lighter touch in the social area than I do.
That is an understatement.
Of the century.
Yes, well, I can break it as lightly as we need to, but if need be, I will get right to the point. If they will not at least aid us directly, perhaps having someone on the inside, or at least one that still questions their allegiance.
Couldn't agree more. Well then, sounds like our plan is tomorrow morning to talk to but perhaps try to catch one of his children on the way out of the village and head our way up the mountains. Any dissenters?
Nay.
No.
Nope. No.
I will seek to find tools in the market tomorrow. The path there is riddled with traps. We need things to defend ourselves.
Sounds like a good idea. It'll be a lovely usage of your time tomorrow morning. In the meantime, I think we should all get some rest.
Yes, I think that would be good.
As we're getting ready to go to sleep, I look at Ash. Could I speak to you outside for a moment?
Ash will nod and walk out into the hallway.
She'll go outside because I feel like
Oh,
you're
sure.
more comfortable
The
outside.
out of earshot space.
Yeah, the out of earshot. That's fair. No.
A zone in which others may not hear.
Ah. All right, guys. We're gonna hop into a different chat real quick. We'll see you guys in a minute.
Distance.
Yeah. No. Hop into. Yeah. I think Ash will. Follow her to wherever she would go.
She'll just go outside and find like a place where not a lot of people are around. Near the inn, though. First of all, I want to say I'm not going to lecture you. That's not why I brought you out here.
Oh,
I brought you out here because if you need to vent about what's going on, I will listen to you. Or, if you'd like to listen, I do have something to say.
He sort of doesn't necessarily cock an eyebrow, but it's sort of his hardened exterior that he's had softens a little. Like, he's still very tense, but
Yeah.
what do you have to say?
I know that you are going through a lot. Emotionally, mentally, everything, and I cannot fathom what it is. And if I could take away a fraction of your pain, I would. But if it could bring you any comfort, just know that I am on your side, Ash. If you say do not trust Cut, we will not trust Cut. At least I won't. I trust you. And I also wanted to say, I am so sorry for your loss. About that woman you spoke about. No one deserves what has happened to you. And that's all I wanted to say.
he sort of takes a second and like looks up at the sky. I guess it's the evening, so he's looking up just at the up into the sky, into the distance, where some of the stars are starting to show up. And he spends a good long minute, like, looking up. And you can see that eventually a few tears start to fall down the side of his face.
Oh. She goes to hug him but stops herself because she knows he didn't like it the first time.
She was killed in front of me. By him.
I'm sorry.
You are fine.
What was she like? Trying to distract you.
She was brave and stubborn and quick to distrust sometimes. But she was also insightful and kind and beautiful.
She sounds lovely, Ash.
She is what spurred me into taking actions to stop the murder of the dragons. I had intended for Cut to meet her, he ended up killing her instead.
May I ask why, or do you want to not talk about that anymore?
He sort of he'll find like a bench or like a side wall to a garden area or something nearby and sort of sit down.
My people had problems with dragons for a while, and believed that the only way to protect themselves was to fight and kill any dragons that would harm the clan. My years of having a connection with Maple, I knew that this was untrue. I sought to try and convince my clan when these hypocrisies came up. To no avail. It is only after I met her that I was spurred to take more of an action. Not to kill any of my clan, but to free dragons that they had been capturing, to divert and hide them away until peace could be brought. This was an ideology that Cut did not agree with. He believed that they would not listen to reason. I did not tell him what I was doing. However, after several raids, her face had been seen, and he stumbled across her waiting for me one day and killed her.
I'm very sorry for your loss, Ash. There really isn't any more that I can say other than that. I can't imagine.
Ash will sort of, for the first time in a while, not like a full smile, but like one of those like cocked little like corner smiles, and just go,
I find that hard to believe. You had a great amount of grief upon remembering your significant other. I imagine you might be able to relate to me heavily.
You remember your history with her. I don't. I only have this feeling. I don't know what happened. A part of me honestly wishes maybe I don't want to remember what happened. But that's besides the point. I'm not here to talk about me.
I do not mind it. Love is a interesting thing. It does not follow any known rules that we have for life or society or magic. Whether you should be able to remember something or not does not mean that those tears that you shed were not ones of love.
For one, it wasn't tears, it was blood, which is kind of worse. But for two, and she grows like this little shit-eating grin. Who fell first? You or her?
I believe that I was not subtle in my comments or
You?
glances.
Subtle? She like pretends to like grasp her pearls.
Very funny. No, it was not spoken until we had a ceremony of sorts.
I'm scared to ask.
Do I see a weird look in Elena's eye?
Like, she's like, yeah, it's like, are you gonna say what I think you're gonna say, or is it something else?
Ash sort of
Connection.
looks in your eyes, just like,
I should offer some clarification.
Please do, because I don't know what to think right now.
The customs that I have seen of marriage in my time in this era are not dissimilar to what we had in the past, although there was no, I suppose, in the traditional sense, formal ceremony.
Okay, so you got married. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
he sort of like tilts his head a little bit, kind of going like, yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, cool. Got it.
In a manner of speaking, perhaps.
Okay.
It was a ceremony that I wished to take after I had assumed my position in the clan. However, that did not come to pass.
Position in the clan, what do you mean?
I was in line to be the chief of my clan.
Oh.
And on the day of the ceremony actually was when everything transpired.
Oh. Oh. Got it.
It is the reason that I feel strangely towards the concept and empathize so much with the Redmanus. He was given the title of a leader, although I am not sure he necessarily, in a traditional sense, wants it.
Well, I don't really know anything about leadership. But I think you would have done pretty well. Maybe. I don't know about your clan, but I know you.
Perhaps there is no, I suppose now, way of knowing. No,
What we can do is look forward. Maybe figure out this whole thing out with the Star Drake and Threadworm, all that other serious stuff. And I don't mean that sarcastically. It is very serious.
No,
but
I do understand.
maybe once this is over, hopefully, if the Dust Keep is still on its feet, we can all kind of take a breather. I feel like you and Red Menace especially need it.
I feel that we, in our new lives, may not have that luxury.
Never know. A pit stop to like an ice cream shop wouldn't hurt.
Ash cracks a smile at that.
And this time I'll give you 1 cone.
Yes. Well,
Yeah, we should go back.
yes, I want to make sure that I have enough time to find the correct supplies, the traps and things leading up to the Star Drake's lair are...
Ash, do you have money?
Not currently.
Do you need money?
Perhaps.
She just takes out her coin purse and hands it over to him.
That is unnecessary.
It is necessary if you're going to be the one to get us up there and not let us die. There's 20 gold in there. That's all I have.
Well, I do not expect to spend much.
Well, then just give me the chains once you're done, and it's fine.
I will. There are many modern innovations that have come about since I made the trek, and so I believe that it might come easier to find supplies.
Probably.
Well,
I smooth out my skirt, and I'm like, well, it's time to go inside.
yes, let us go.
Alright. You both head inside.
Also, I could not look at the chat while you guys...
I just think he's big enough to work.
I hate you. I hate you
Hey,
so much.
I hate it.
Can I remove that from my memory?
Not anymore.
Also, I do love the Pro DZ they fucking gif. It is one of my favorites.
Alright,
Oh,
so you
hey.
stumble on this conversation, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I feel like you open the door and it goes silent very quickly.
Is everything okay?
Yeah. Talking logistics.
Okay.
You two dating yet, or?
What?
I think Ash gives Redmus a very weird look.
I will be in my room when...
You know we're sharing a room.
We're sharing one
sharing
big
one
room.
big
You
room.
leave the room and turn back out. Fuck.
I leave.
I forgot we did not get 2 rooms this time.
Just Ash just sit in the corner, like on his bed, just like turned away from everyone.
Ash will post up
Puts
in
a
the
blanket
windowsill.
over his head.
Yeah, Ash will post up in the windowsill and like sort of look at a blanket for a while and be like, "Can I make this into a curtain to cover the windowsill?" And then after realizing, like, he spends probably like 20 minutes on it, and then just goes, "Ah, no," and they just throw it to the ground.
Oh, Red Menace, I would like to talk to you tomorrow morning, but I feel like we all kind of need a rest and a reset. Okay.
Sure.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go to bed.
Alright. You guys all rest?
Yeah.
No.
Can we hit the long rest
Yep.
button?
What do you mean? No!
Well,
What?
I'm gonna wait for everyone to go to sleep and then go for a walk.
Again.
Okay, go ahead and hit some long rest buttons.
Freak.
Onimori, yeah, you wait for everyone to fall asleep before you quietly decide.
Me.
Oh, shoot.
Go ahead and roll me a very low stealth check.
Oh,
What size passive perception? I think it's Elena's, right?
Yeah.
What's your passive perception?
It's something.
I think it's that -5 for being unconscious.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh jeez. Oh
Oh.
jeez.
Alina wakes up.
We might all wake up.
I think we all wake up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm
What do you do
engaged.
to alert fucking everyone?
I knock over like a bunch of pots and pans that
Oh
we
my-
don't really use or own.
Oh wait, I don't wake up.
Oh no!
Red Menace is out for this scene, okay. Everyone make sure to check. Remember, it's -5 to your passive perception.
Yeah, mine would be 11 then when unconscious.
Mine is 10.
Yeah, so Ash, Elena, Dea, what's your passive perception?
I'm trying to double check.
If you have a -1, then I think it'd be 3. So
Yeah. I do not.
Both sleeping.
yeah, you two are out. Elena and Ash are out.
Alright. Ash will wake up and just sort of watch Onimori.
He's gonna pretend to be asleep.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I want to see what
Elena?
Onimori's doing.
Oh, Alina's not. She sits up, her hair and her feathers are kind of all like poof.
She's got bed feathers.
She got bed.
Onimori
She, like-
waves.
Rubs her eyes. Are you okay? What are you doing?
Just going for a walk.
At this late at night?
I like the night.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Insight.
He's fine. You don't need to roll anything.
Bullshit.
Insight check.
We're gonna get. It's me saying to go back to sleep.
You would have got me if you said that.
He's fine.
Where are you going?
Well, Elena, if truth be told, I do enjoy going for a walk. Also, you mentioned, I think Dea mentioned, that the king's children may be good allies in the future. I ran into another one throughout the week, and just wondering if I could run into him again and ask him a few questions. I didn't want to wake everyone else up, because sleep is quite valuable.
You're going to do this alone.
The town is very safe.
You're going to do this alone.
Sure.
Why?
Yeah, it didn't seem like a good reason to wake everyone else up to go on a night walk with me. It does become a little stuffy being constantly surrounded by 4 other people.
Then how about the one other? And she slowly starts getting up, moving around.
Okay. He's not gonna stop you.
She gets dressed in her normal outfit, not the 20s outfit, because that's too sparkly. Lead the way.
I think as they're leaving the room, Ash is gonna take like a small little rock or something
Okay.
and attempt to
Oh boy.
attempt to just like try to like get Elena's attention and just like
You're just
Just
gonna
Elena's?
smack me with a rock?
oh I guess wait okay, so does Onimori leave the room first?
Up to you, Elliot. How difficult do you want to make this?
Does Elena have any sort of... You know what, for shits and giggles, sure. If
I was gonna say, I said lead the way, so
Yeah,
anyone
yeah,
would go
actually.
first.
Okay,
I think Ash is pretty naturally stealthy then. He would sort of definitely get over to the door then and tap Elena on the shoulder and just sort of not say anything, but give her like a very intense sort of look before.
Talk in your head.
Oh shit!
I-
Yeah, you can.
I can.
Oh shit.
I won't let him get into any trouble if that's what you're asking.
He wishes to ally himself with the children of the king. Proceed with caution.
She nods and then continues walking. Activates mom doubt. You right?
Ash will go back to sleep.
You do
Alright,
so.
where we going, Onimori?
Okay,
Yeah.
Onimori walks out to the front where he's been leaving his shoes outside every time they enter the
Oh my
building.
god.
Puts them on. They're nice and cold.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna head to that club Belino was at.
You're gonna take a
You're gonna take Leah
When
clubbing!
you're an adult, She can do whatever she wants.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if he's outside before I go in.
Okay. You gonna what?
Is he outside of the building? Or
You gonna look
anywhere
around
in
for
the
him?
square, really? I'm just gonna peek around to see if he's somewhere.
Yeah, as you look at like the bar district, once again you do find Velino as he currently has his arm wrapped around of someone, just clearly just like whispering bad pickup lines into their ear.
God.
Oh.
I look at Elena. Can we interrupt this?
This was your idea.
I
I've already peered into this man's mind. I know what he's thinking, and I don't want to rethink it again.
Oh no.
think
As
that's a bad idea.
Velino sees you and says, "Hey, Tamara."
Oh, that's right. Fuck.
Velino, may I buy you a drink? As a thank for last time. I'm dying, I'm suffering.
As he goes, "Yeah, sure." As he points over at Elena and says, "You're Elena?"
Yup. That's me.
Box. The name is on the tin.
Yeah, glad to see you brought a friend out here to party. Again, like I owe both of you guys, so let's have a great night. As you head into a jazz bar, loud music is playing as you guys saunter up the bar itself.
Elena trying to tuck her wings as close as she can to her because it's fucking crowded.
You do so.
Can I just spend 5 gold and buy everyone around?
You do so.
Jesus Christ!
I have a ton of money. Y'all are bad at spending.
No, people ask me to buy them shit, and I'm too nice to say no.
Exactly. That's a you problem.
That's an Elena problem.
Sounds like a skill issue, Izzy.
All right, you got me there.
As they go, "Oh, attaboy, yeah." As Velino downs the drink.
There we go. We've completed social interaction.
Mm-hmm.
Who's we?
What is Elena doing?
Down the drink too?
Elena doesn't even know what the drink is. It's probably like some fancy looking thing in a cup, and she's like, "What the
Mhm.
I
I
think
imagine like it's a shot or something like that.
Something. As Elena's like regaining her footing, so to speak, I think Onimori talks to Velino. What would I say? What would I say?
Please tell me, what would you say as Onimori trying to be social here?"
That is always the question. And I think Onimori says, "So we heard there was a Cielin embassy in town?"
Velino very uncharacteristically looks like he's immediately sober.
Oh fuck!
As he
figured
goes
it out.
on and says, "Yeah, there is."
Just found it very strange, especially considering where we just came from was just quite a bad place due to Cielo.
As his expression kind of gets like a little bit more serious, he turns to the guy who was chatting up as he quietly says, "Hey, I'll maybe catch you later, real quick, yeah." As he kind of makes like the call me gesture,
Oh my god.
the guy walks away.
Yeah, because crystals are are flip phones. So
Flip
it's,
phones,
it's this- it's-
exactly.
The lore all ties together.
Inverted evolution.
I love this so much.
As he says, yeah, that seal and embassy, I mean, truth be told, between drinking buddies here, not exactly a huge fan of it.
Is it really that bad? And I can't imagine it could be good.
Yeah, I mean, let's not beat around the bush here. You guys were in the Dust Keep, weren't you?
Yeah, which is why I'm kind of wondering. They did what they did to the Dust Keep. What are they doing here?
Not that, thankfully. It was just heavy taxation and a strict encouragement to follow their weird goddess or whatever. A lot of evangelical nonsense.
Strange.
What goddess?
It was... Kabe... Can't remember the exact name of
The
it.
Cabanera?
Yeah, I think that was it, like the Cabanera.
Elena's face goes white.
Huh. Never heard of it.
What?
Yeah. I mean, it was weird, like, just this weird war goddess they apparently have. It's all about conquest and glory and all that other nonsense.
And that's it.
Yeah, that seems like it, but considering that we aren't paying taxes now, any of that sort of stuff, and are really pushing back against this,
That in and of itself is quite suspicious that they haven't acted. Imagine that's frightening to the townspeople.
I guess so. I mean, it's strange that they didn't treat us as terribly as the Just Keep, but
Exactly.
I suppose our intentions from here are to make sure they can't do so, because they're probably eyeing it.
You know, just one little town. No offense. It's all Cielo. It's quite brave of you all.
Sorry, one more time?
Just one small town against all of Cielo.
I guess that was possibly it. When Father apparently first came into town, Cielo was, this town was still, like, under siege from dragons. We, didn't exactly have much. Now that we're starting to properly rebuild over the last couple of years here, I mean, all of a sudden we're a proper town that can offer resources and supplies and give them proper taxes and the like, so it definitely worries me that they were just kinda biding their time until this became a useful enough place to take over.
I think you're right on the money. I do have another question though. When did the Cielan embassy come into being here?
It was a good bit before I was born, but it preceded me about 2-3 years. About the time that this town was starting to properly be built from the ruins of villages.
After the war?
Yeah, after the war.
But also after your father came here.
Yes, I suppose so.
Interesting. I suppose it's not a consequence, but, I don't mean to ruin your night out, Velino. We're just trying to find answers to things.
He kind of swirls around like the drink a little bit, eyeing you a bit suspiciously.
What? If you have something to say, just say it. I won't take offense to anything.
Look, I mean, are you implying that Father had some sort of ties to Cielo or the like direct ties or something, kind of sleeper agent or the like?
Well, it's not impossible. I can't just write off people because they act kindly. It's a difficult world, but you must understand the value in that.
Look, the way I was told, he didn't exactly agree with letting Cielo build their embassy, but again, the alternative was facing a direct threat of conquest and war. Again,
I understand completely.
we're still rebuilding. As soon as we're rid of any sort of proper threats there and we can focus on taking down Cielo, I mean, we'll do so. Just need a little bit more time, I think.
Well, between you and me, if he does have ties, I don't think he genuinely wants them to be there. Do you know what I mean?
Velen nuts.
But what is there should be acknowledged. He genuinely doesn't want to be associated. He should publicly vote his support, should he have those ties. Maybe you're not in the position to, and that I can understand. But there is a time and place for everything.
Look, I don't know if Father is too keen on that idea quite yet. I mean, doing so would plunge people into another war when we've just finished rebuilding.
Oh, I agree.
But let's say, for example, 5 travelers who were already enemies of Cielo decided to go in and fuck shit up, let's say. If they did so, then maybe underneath the table I would certainly be appreciative and would lend my help, maybe a little bit covertly in anything else they were trying to do.
I think I'm understanding what you're saying. I never did doubt your opinions, Velino. You seem very honest and open.
I'm glad that you understand the tense positions and the shit political game that we kind of have to play here.
Oh, more than you would believe. But I suppose that's enough dour speech for this kind of place. Please allow me. I'm just gonna buy everyone another round of drinks to say sorry.
This time Elena does take the shot.
Alright.
I'm down
Yeah,
10 gold tonight.
Velino, he smirks and he knocks back the shot.
Everyone around me is now my new friend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can buy friends but I'm social skills.
Oh my god.
he drags you to the dance floor.
No!
No, both of you two get dragged over. He just
Rough.
You just okay. Come on.
What's that cha-cha slide?
I have several left feet, Ellen. Trust me.
Please no.
Well, the
please
important thing is you put your heart into it.
I don't have that either to put into it. I'm not
Good.
feeling.
no.
You sure? Great way to impress the ladies.
Yikes.
What am I rolling?
Oh boy! Roll a performance check.
I have proficiency in performance.
Yes.
He
Why?
just breaks down. He just
You-
does like a whole.
He drags you out to this jazzy dance floor as people are doing like these is it like what would it be like a foxtrot in Charleston. Go ahead and roll performance.
Oh my god.
I am praying to every deity that may or may not be out there. Bless this straight.
I'll guidance you. I'll straight
Yes.
up guidance you.
What is it, a D4?
Yeah, D4.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Also, real quick for flavor, in the middle of this like dance floor, you're just kind of like you're
It
just
depends
like.
on what I roll, Shivam. I can't even begin to describe what's happening.
Well, at first, Elena's just you're casting a spell in the middle of a dance floor as like you're doing like this whole like incantation on Onimori as he looks stressed out.
Yep. I'm like, it's okay, buddy.
Good.
It'll be fine.
Love
I'm
that.
just patting
love
his
that.
back while my hand's bleeding.
Oh my god! you take your hand real quick, you cut it open as you pat him on the back.
It's like a
Oh.
little cut. It's not like obvious to
It's becoming
everyone.
worse. The situation's becoming worse.
You actually can have
Roll
a minus
up, roll
D4
up.
as well.
Oh my god!
He has no riz!
Yikes.
Onimori.
Oh no.
He has no riz!
What the fuck do you do?
After the most uncomfortable 30 seconds of his life, Onimori just turns to Villano and quietly goes, I should leave. And then
See ya.
I'm imagining. Do you do like a more traditional dance than from your culture for a little
Like a
bit because you
fan
don't know the
dance?
moves?
yeah, it's not on beat. It's
Mhm.
bad. It's not even like correct for what he's trying to do. At one point he steps on someone's foot, he trips, falls on
God.
his ass.
Yeah.
Gets up, pats Felino on the shoulder and goes, I need to leave now. I know." And then he goes.
Big yikes.
He shakes his head as he says, poor guy. Elena, do you dance?
No, I'm not fucking doing
He's
shit.
like looking right
Coward.
at you,
Nope.
expectantly.
Mm-mm. I'm telling you right now, I'm so bad at this.
Elena,
There's
please.
no other way to learn than to try.
Please don't make me do this.
Please, Elena, I can't be the only one.
What do I roll?
Performance.
I can't believe I rolled in that one.
Oh, okay, alright, alright.
Oh, decent.
Better than
You-
Onimori.
You're not great at it, but like you can make up whatever steps you're doing poorly with enthusiasm.
Okay, what's that cha-cha slide meme, but with like heavy armor on? It's
Yeah.
that. Wherever that is, that's what is happening.
God. Yes, you do the cha-cha slide.
In the 1920s, the cha-cha slide.
No, it's the
It's
80s.
the 80s, but they're doing like 20s dances.
It's basically a 20s dance
Mhm. Yeah.
remade for the 2000s.
Yeah.
You guys awkwardly dance for a little bit.
No, Onimori stands in a corner.
Yeah, so everyone stands
Aw.
in a corner
Can't
awkwardly.
recover from that.
Poor dude.
Publicly shamed.
Anyway, after I'm done, I'm gonna go collect Onimori and leave.
Yeah,
Onimori's
you-
already out the
you
door.
pick him up from the corner. Mama, pick me up. I'm scared.
God, we will not talk about what happened.
She just simply shakes her head, but she does not speak.
I know.
As you guys walk back.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, Onimori, I'm assuming you did not drink. Elena,
Oh,
I did not.
you
fuck me. I did one.
can't say.
Is
Con
it D100?
save?
Oh.
No, it's alcohol.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Oh.
You're
It's
safe
just
with
to see if,
alcohol.
like, yeah. How often does Elena drink? Because I'm actually not often. Oh, never mind. 22?
Elena is too
Fine.
focused.
I think Elena just did that for nerves after what Valeno said about
Yeah.
the goddess. That's why she
Mm.
took it.
Okay. Yeah. You guys head back. And
Mori crawls directly into sleep mode.
yes, you do so, trying not to think about what just happened to you.
This Riz is so bad.
I mean,
Snorri has all the whiz.
hey, look, it's it is what it is. Not everyone can have
It really
Riz.
is what it is.
Not everyone can have Riz.
Some whiz, no riz.
That's me.
You know, I don't even have wisdom.
Do you want to finish off with one more thing, or head to break?
One more thing. What? One more thing.
Do the
Tell
thing.
It's gonna be like a quick 30-minute scene.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Okay. One last scene, then we'll break. Okay.
Okay.
As you all sleep, then, Ash.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
you
Oh,
Oh fuck. Hold on, let me
Uh,
flip my notes. Let me flip my notes. Okay, go.
drink. Good. Ash, you find yourself in a in the middle of this this open clearing, as you can see a large, just like dragon in front of you that has these bronze scales, and as it looks at you, you can see that there is a blue-haired woman who is currently tending to the dragon's wounds, as the dragon just kind of winces. As would you like to maybe give a little bit more context as to what Ash is doing?
Sure. Oh gosh, it has actually been ages. Yeah. So, okay. I think. Oh gosh. Yo, been putting off this scene for so long.
Yeah, it's buried back there. We might.
Yeah. Okay. So, from what I understand, I believe that Ash was trying to gather information, if I'm correct. So, I think we most likely were. I mean, was this one a victim of one of the attacks, and we were able to pull it away?
Yeah, it was victim of an attack.
Okay.
'Cause, yeah, you're very recently just patching him up afterwards.
Yeah. I think Ash is sort of just angrily, probably pacing then. Just sort of hemming and hawing to himself, sort of just. These are only getting more aggressive, and they're. I just don't know what to do. I feel like we're out of options.
The dragon just kind of muses first as he says, "Yes, true. Though, first, I didn't expect such ferocity from someone so small." As he kind of he looks towards to Mabel and the rest of you two.
I think Ash kind of cocks an eyebrow a little bit, like looking down at Maple and everyone, and just goes, "Do not judge a person by their appearance. While we may be..." Ash stops when he says "we." "While my companions may be smaller in stature,
You feel a quick elbow to your side.
They are, in many situations, more capable than I find myself, and I feel I would be nowhere without them.
And what, pray tell, are your intentions? Do you intend to defend us dragons?
I believe as things progress, if things progress how they are right now, that we will only end up destroying each other. I have built too much of a connection with both the people and with the dragons of the land to see that happen. I want to be able to... I want to be able to stop it somehow without more people dying.
He sits and contemplate as Horizon begins to finish dressing his wounds. As she says, "There, can you walk on the leg all right?" As he tentatively just like tests it out, he nods and says, "Yes, thank you." You To be honest, I don't know if I should be telling you all of this, but you're right, the situation has grown dire. And I have not seen a group with as much trust as you all. As you can see the hint of a smile, as he kind of looks towards you three with pride.
Do you have something that might be able to aid us?
Yes. He who bears stars upon his back, the Star Drake himself, may be who you need to seek out next.
Ash's eyes sort of go a little bit wide.
That is a tall order. I've only ever heard whispers of the Star Drake. You are saying that they are, in fact, real, someone we can seek out.
I do.
And do you think they would be willing to help?
That I am uncertain of. Such a thing has not been seen before, but such a bond also has not been seen before. As he gestures towards you and Maple.
I think, in the moment, Maple's like, "Ah, yeah, hell yeah," and, sort of, nuzzles up into Ash. And Ash sort of smiles and rubs Maple's head and just goes,
if it is possible, anything at this point, something that can help us to persuade others. If the Star Drake has some sort of influence, then it would be very useful.
Then I suggest you climb to the tallest peak of the mount. There he resides.
Ash will sort of look over at Horizon, sort of sitting there, and just go,
Well, Are you up for a journey then?
She laughs as she says, "Yeah, you're not afraid of heights, are you?"
No, I believe that I have trained myself well enough with heights.
As like Maple sort of like gives him a glare and just goes,
I'm better now.
God. The dragon smiles then as he says, "Prepare yourselves well. The journey to the top of the mount is a perilous one, even for us dragonkind.
I will see what supplies I can gather."
He nods as he says, "Very well then. Ash, Maple, Horizon. I shall remember these names well. May you bring about the dawn of a new era."
I think he nods.
Well then.
As you two stare at the peak upon the mountain, just high up in the distance, even just blocked out by like a layer of clouds, we cut over to days into this perilous journey. As you guys are currently just like beginning to keep on climbing up as winds begin to bluster around you, and just like picking up more and more speed.
Well, this was not certainly what it's what I expected, but this is unpleasant.
As a Horizon and Maple both kind of just like looking like next to you, they just say, you can just hear Horizon say, "I wish the winds weren't as strong, be able to fly up." As you can see, Maple is also relegated to having to climb up the side of this peak here.
Well, if we can find an area to rest, we perhaps may be able to regain some strength. I do not think we will be able to continue this climb if we are to be battered repeatedly like this.
I'm gonna look for some sort of spot to rest because this is a lot.
As you can see, like a ledge, Horizon just says, "Okay, I think that might be as good a spot as any."
Alright.
And Ash is like struggling at this point, like barely pulling himself up, and will sort of head up to the ledge and just like flop over onto the ground, just like immediately going to catch their breath.
Yeah. As Horizon just kinda is attempting to get your breath, she just says, "Yeah, barely even felt like 10 hours climbing there."
Don't tell me you are getting tired after only 10 hours. We've had training sessions that have lasted longer than that.
She laughs as she tries to like to push herself up to her feet, just like legs shaking as she suddenly stumbles back to the ground. She says, "I could totally go another couple hours of climbing there, but figured I would rest for your guys' sake."
I suppose so. Let's catch our breath.
And I want to look around the area that we're in. What is it? What is it? The area that we're in.
Yeah, as you can see, there is like a ledge that leads to a cave. As you guys can rest a little bit on this like this narrow ledge, it at least seems like as soon as you guys catch your breath, you should either you're faced with two options here. One, keep continuing up this sheer cliff, as you can see just like clouds ahead of you and no idea how much longer you have to climb, or maybe try to brave the cave and see if you can maybe go a little ways through there.
How do you feel about exploring and seeing if this cave can take us to the peak? I feel like it might be better than continuing a climb with no promise of reaching any sort of summit.
Yeah, sounds good. As she pulls out a torch.
Alright. Well, sure, you use that.
And Ash will snap his fingers and make a flame appear.
Guy.
Go over and light it.
Mm-hmm.
So she has a torch, but then just hold his hand out.
Yeah. As you two head on inside of the cavern, the cavern itself, like, it appears to just be like almost frozen over inside of the cavern as the light begins to just dance across the icy walls, reflecting your guys' visages there. As you could swear the ice like almost occasionally begins to like sparkle as you go like further and further inside.
This is interesting. I do not know that I've ever seen formations like this before.
Yeah. As you both speak, it echoes loudly inside of the cavern as a little bit of fog like emanates from your guys' breath from the sheer cold. You keep on heading further inside as you hear a voice beginning to rumble as it says, just from all around you guys, who ascends this peak?
He'll sort of freeze and look over at Horizon, sort of like big eyes, being like, "Oh, I think this is it." Sort of look back.
Ones who wish to stop ceaseless fighting.
How intriguing. As he says, then, are you prepared to truly start scaling the peak?
I think takes a deep breath. I'm gonna like look back over at Horizon, make eye contact, being like, I'm not just gonna make a claim for both of us.
As Horizon just kind of she nods resolutely at you.
Yes, we are.
As I'm assuming Maple also gives a
Yeah. Maple is like, like when I like look down, Maple like sort of resolutely sort of looks up and just like gives like one of those like super quick nods.
As you can hear a deep rumbling of laughter from around you, the walls begin to shift as you slowly realize that like it begins to like to kind of give way underneath you, as the three of you begin to be like pushed towards different directions. A formation begins to close up, sealing the pathway for all three of you, As Horizon and Maple, I'm assuming both tried to reach out to you.
Yeah, for sure.
They are sealed off by a frozen wall that slowly begins to turn more opaque until all of a sudden it is just you, Ash.
Well, shit. I guess I
Once more.
look around.
Yeah, you look around as you're in like it seems to be a very narrow tube. As these icy walls begin to reflect around you. As the floor suddenly gives away.
Oh shit.
I'm assuming you scramble around looking for any sort of purchase.
I mean, yeah.
You dig your hands into the icy walls, attempting to as you skid downward. You try not to think about the amount of progress that you probably just lost due to falling down, as you can see from like above you appears to be like this extremely bright, blinding light.
Sick. Can I guess, can I take out either like fire or Ash, I think in this moment wants to see if he can take out 2 fire arrows and stick them into the wall and sort of use them as like pittons to like slow himself and attempt to climb back up.
Yeah. We'll say that's how you stop yourself.
Okay.
As you use those pittons to begin climbing upwards, you slowly begin to ascend. As what is around you is just an eerie silence. You climb for what feels like hours upon hours, just left alone with nothing but quiet solitude. And the kerchunk of the fire arrows just like in this constant rhythm of hitting the ice over and over and over again.
I mean, I think, does it look like he's gaining any ground?
It does not.
Well,
it still looks as far away as it was when you started.
Shit. I mean, I guess he's gonna look around for anything else in this room.
You are left with nothing else save your own reflection that stares back at you. It's slightly distorted in the ice, but still visible. As it says, getting nowhere, are we?
I think he sort of grits his teeth a little bit. I have come too far and have done too much and made too many promises to give up. As he sort of just looks.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
As he just sort of looks back at his reflection and just. If I need to climb for hours upon hours, it will not deter me.
Will that change? After all, you've done so much, and yet the villagers still refuse to listen. Dragons are still being killed on the daily.
It is a fight that needs to happen to protect the people. If someone does not stand up for the people, others will get hurt and killed, and
Ash is sort of just breathing heavy. I mean, been climbing up walls for what feels like hours. The breathing cannot be good at this point.
Yeah.
think is just hemming and hawing.
I don't know what else to do.
True. And maybe it's just easier to slide down, isn't it?
Sliding down would only give way. And would not help the people who need it.
This is truly it? Are you willing to give up everything, even if the people you're trying to care for will hate you in the process?
I think Ash takes like a long moment.
There are many people and dragons that I care for. And while I may be... I do not wish to be viewed as an enemy. I wish to bring peace in any way possible. I do not wish to do this fight forever. If possible, would seek to try and the only way out that I can see is to convince them to stop fighting. And I do believe that. They just need to be able to listen. And it seems that is where I am lacking.
And I think like Ash is just, he doesn't meet the reflection in the eyes, and is just sort of sunken, and is just like in sort of like a sentiment of just like, I've been trying for ages, and I know that it is the right thing to do, but it's just exhausting.
Yeah. And as you're unable to meet the gaze of your reflection, you hear the voice of your reflection mixed with the voice of of something larger, as it says, "Then, if you are not enough, what will you do?"
I will seek to better myself and to...
Ash sort of realizing a little bit that this has echoed so many of the things that his father has told him many a time.
I will seek to better myself and to be a person that the people can come to be a person that can bridge the gap, to be someone who I believe truly, at the end of the day, can be a voice for both.
I think Ash, in this moment, will like look at the arrows in his hands and just sort of go,
attempting to claw back a resistance against the norms that they place upon me. I do not think it will do anything. There needs to be change.
And Ash is sort of gonna like look back at his reflection and just take like a super deep breath and just go, oh boy, I hope this, like thinking to himself, just be like, oh boy, I really hope this is right. And is going to take the arrows and fling them to his sides, and as like he is about to fall into a free fall, he just goes, no more fighting, as he's just gonna go into like a straight dive into the chasm.
Yeah. As you do so, you look at your own reflection, as for a split second, you can see the reflection smile back at you. You take the leap of faith as you fall back and are caught by a gentle bank of snow. As you are breathing heavily from, I imagine, the shock of what could have felt like a incredibly long fall there.
Yeah.
You find yourself strangely at the peak. As you see around you, on like this snowy mountain, the stars around you are as bright as they could possibly be. As from behind you, you feel a presence slowly move. As you see this gigantic eye just beginning to look at you. Its face itself appears to be almost like the size of like the peak of the mountain itself. And the bases of its wings like stretch outwards, almost melding into like the night sky, as you can see the constellations so close to you that you could almost touch them. As the Star Drake just like looks down at you.
I think Ash is like a little shell-shocked in the moment and is like bracing himself, and sort of that slight instinct for a second to like reach back for his bow in uncertain times. He like is like no, and like sort of pushes himself and sort of just starts to walk forwards towards it.
Yeah.
Do I see Horizon or Maple?
As you do so, you suddenly see just like, you hear a voice just like quietly muttering like, please let this work, please let this work, as it falls down just like hitting the snowbank with a thud. As Maple also ungracefully does the exact same thing. Imagine you just kind of face down in the snow.
Yeah. Glances back and just sort of,
well, I am glad to see you are both okay.
As Horizon catches her breath, she just says, yeah, oof.
Well,
Wow.
Seems like we are not done.
as he looks back at the massive eye, just going,
One more thing to do.
Indeed. As the dragon looks at you, he says, now, I have heard a portion of your resolve. What do you wish from me?
We wish for the power to be able to stop what is happening. We wish to be able to end the bloodshed.
Sort of looks over at Horizon going like, alright, come on, you gotta say something too. Don't let me speak to the big old scary dragon on my own.
Yeah. Horizon just kind of catches her breath as she says, yeah, with that power, I mean, we can stop anyone doing harm. We can defeat them. As she says that, the Star Drake kind of looks towards her, with a strange expression, as he goes, very well then. Then you wish all of my power then? To become the strongest creatures in the land, so that you may defeat any evildoers?
I think Ash takes a second and looks at Horizon and thinks back to what he saw in the cave and just sort of...
I do not think strength enough can solve this problem.
I think he like places a hand on Horizon's shoulder and just goes,
I think we may have been looking at this from the wrong direction. I think continuing to push against something that does not want to give, it will only lead to the same result. I believe that we need to be able to peacefully approach this. I know we do not think that it can be done, but if we had the ability, if we were given the ability to have everyone sit down and see eye to eye and be able to talk, we might be able to have an understanding and make peace. I understand that some who are not willing do not want to freely sit and talk. We would only wish for the ability to persuade them.
The Star Drake grins as it says, a weighty burden you placed upon your shoulders. Allow me to make that manifest then. As it kind of takes a giant claw, it reaches out into its wings. As it plucks out a star, Draco. As it kind of just begins to offer it towards you.
I think in this moment he sort of just is aghast at this, but then is just like, sure, and will hold up his hands to receive it.
Yeah. As you do so, the sheer weight hits you like a truck, as you can swear, like, it feels like your arms are almost about to be, like, ripped out, just torn out to the ground as you are holding this. And as you do so, like, the weight begins to pull you just, like, further and further into the ground.
I think in this moment, Ash immediately sort of, like doing a deadlift is immediately, like, compressed down a little bit, and the natural, I think, veins that would show up to show Ash's like channels of magic just start to crack under the pressure and just spiderweb across his body as he attempts to push back up against this thing. I think sort of digging in, and in not necessarily like a panic, but like all of the channels of magic are just flowing up to his arms and his lower back. Always use your lower back, folks.
Mhm.
And is just attempting to push back up on this star, but it is, it is exhausting.
Yeah. You try to do so. It still feels like it's about to give way as you're about to be torn apart. And as you feel yourself giving out, you feel a set of hands helping carry it up. As a small pair of wings also leads on to the fray as well. As Horizon and Maple both just like help you attempt to lift this up. You can see that like Horizon's like hair begins to suddenly like shift and glow odd colors. As Maple, her wings begin to oddly glow too. As the star begins to emanate into the three of you all lift it aloft. As the power is distilled into your veins, the Stardrake smiles as he picks up Draco once more from you all. A portion of Draco's power now instilled in you all, as I assume the three of you just flop back to the ground.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, just exhausted. I think like the veins normally would like be like a normal amount of bright, but now that they've spiderwebbed across, I think pretty much it just looks like it's just pretty much most over Ash's body, and it's just glowing as they're laying almost vibrating with exhaustion and whatever this is.
Yeah. As I think Horizon first like cuts the tension by just kind of like beginning to laugh just from the sheer adrenaline of it all. And as you were all like you guys are just kind of like on your backs, just kind of like staring up, you see the majesty of the night sky splayed out before you in perfect resolution here.
I think
the sight is breathtaking, as you can feel the magic just like emanating within you. You can feel your presence itself in the stars. You can feel your place in them. As the Stardrake says, "My power was that to hold the sky. I hold the sky for anyone who exists underneath it, without discrimination. You all now carry a portion of that burden. Use it wisely."
I think in that moment, just looking up at everything, I think he's gonna lace his fingers with Horizon, just still looking up at the sky. And I think he's just gonna like he's just gonna like turn his head and just look at her and see what she's doing.
She you can see that like as she stares up at the stars in wonder, she looks at you with this absolutely beaming smile. Her hair just illuminated by like glowing the same color as the nebulas behind her.
I think Ash just has this massive dopey grin across his face as he sort of just stares and goes, "I know I am not the best at hiding my intentions, so
Perhaps this does not come at much of a shock to you, but you are the most beautiful person I have ever seen. I cannot imagine doing this with anyone else. I cannot imagine having anyone that I trust so completely like you. This may sound a bit cliche.
And he'll sort of push himself up a little bit and just look over at her and just go,
I feel that when you are with me, that there is nothing that we cannot do, and that I feel like I had been searching for something that I thought I was missing, and it was you.
He sort of like stammers in his words for a second and just goes,
Yeah. No, go ahead.
I love you so much, and I am sorry that it has taken me this long to say it.
She smiles brightly as she just says, with tears in her eyes, "You dopey fool," as she just jumps straight into your arms. She runs her fingers along the new scars along your head, as she says, "I love your scars and how they perfectly match my own, and I love you too." As she leans in, it is a perfect, immeasurable moment. You two, illuminated by the stars themselves, in quiet, just a moment of complete and utter peace, resolved in what you two now fight for.
I think after sitting in that moment for a long time, Ash sort of pulls away a little bit to look at her and just go,
I think with something like this, I think a change needs to be made. I know I had been toying with it for a while, but I think this is the place to make it official. I think if I stick with the traditions as they were assigned to me, I would not have gotten to where I am. And if this experience is anything, perhaps a rebirth is appropriate. I think I want to change. I think I want to change my name to Ash as a rebirth, a symbol that something can be born anew, can aid others in growth. I liked the intention of the name Older, but I do not know suits me anymore.
Ash, as she tests out the name, she grins at you as she says, "It suits you."
Not too cliche or anything.
Just the right amount of cliche, I think.
Oh, yeah, when she says that, Ash will pull her back in for sure.
Yeah. And as you pull her back in, the dream begins to fade as you hear Horizon's voice in your ears. No matter where you go, I will always be with you. As you wake up,
I was screaming the whole time. I was muted.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. Ash wakes up, just probably tears running down his face, as he wakes up probably smiling in the moment, and then it just so quickly turns sour as he thinks of everything that comes after. And sort of looks down at his expanded, or I guess his non-expanded veins, and just takes a heavy sigh before sort of pushing himself up and looking to see who else is awake.
as I think we'll go ahead and take a 15-minute break there.
Fuck, dude.
Fuck.
Yeah, probably.
Are you nerds?
Alright, well, quick 15-minute break. We'll see you guys in a bit.
Anyway, hey, fun fact time.
Yay.
Oh my gosh. Oh, we're starting with me, like we always do.
No.
So, fun fact about Ash. Ash's original name of Older was chosen by his parents to represent a hope for the clan, as alder trees have flowers that will grow within their branches.
That's
Wow.
relevant.
Hey, yeah.
That is fairly relevant.
Very timely.
Alright, Dea's fun fact. At the Monolaki residence, Dea had a custom, kind of like half armchair, half desk piece of furniture commissioned that had multiple book stands attached to it that allowed her to read and reference multiple books at once.
I love that.
Ooh, that's cool.
Dea and her power gamer chair.
For sure.
Oh, hell yeah.
Whatever the fucking somewhat ancient Greek equivalent is.
Did she invent the cup holder?
Oh my god.
I kind of.
Good.
Anyway,
I think the wine glass holder.
the wine
The
glass.
wine glass holder.
Yeah.
God.
Whenever Elena detects thoughts more intensely, it plays out like a telenovela in her mind.
Incredible.
Good.
That's chaotic.
Ultra dramatic.
Like, okay, the only time she's actually ever delved into anybody's mind was that werewolf about killing Cut, and it played
So it's just like a telenovela, like
stabs in Spanish, gasps
Yeah.
in Spanish.
yeah, just a whole bunch of like fucking jump cuts, like as like cuts getting
His
stabbed.
hair's blowing in the wind.
Yeah,
Oh
It's
my
fine.
god.
he's just falling over like over every piece of furniture, just knocking shit over.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Fun fact. Having survived the war, Onimori lived to see the first historical accounts of it written. After reading the first anecdote about himself, he decided he no longer liked history.
Demon guard.
Fun.
Mm.
Never again did he read a history book.
This is all bad.
This is how
Good.
evil. Before having Moon as his full-time mechanic, the Red Menace tried removing the engine of his car, figuring it was too heavy, and thus making it slower.
Oh,
What's the heaviest
It
part of
works on the
car?
downhill.
God.
Yeah.
Dude, John says Dea's magical multiple book holder is a real thing. Holy shit, it's a wheel.
Mhm.
Bookmobile.
Perfect.
a bookmobile.
What's like a
Let
book book Ferris wheel?
Love it.
Mhm.
Incredible.
Oh, God.
All right.
Yeah. As Ash, you wake up in tears.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. In tears. I guess if anyone else is awake already, they see Ash sort of smile before the smile fade, as he just rubs his the same exposed lines that he has on his arms, and just sort of looks at them before pushing himself up and looking at the rest of the room. I don't know
you were
who'd be awake.
crying.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Nerd.
I really want to hope that this is actually Red Menace.
Yeah.
Incredible. Yeah, I think Ash just goes like, I am unfamiliar with the term. I apologize, I suppose.
Don't worry about it. Ask Dea. She probably invented it.
Oh my god.
Can do. As Ash sort of rubs the tears from his eyes and pushes himself up. Oh. Alright. Who all's awake?
Onimori eventually will sit up.
Like fucking Dracula.
Yeah,
Oh my
straight
God.
up. No.
Stock.
I'll say probably Elena's the last one to wake up
Okay.
with dark circles under her eyes.
Poor Elena.
Yeah.
I mean this in all due respect. You look dreadful.
She does not meet your gaze. I'll be fine.
I think that throws him a little bit.
All right. Well, I suppose you all have a busy day, and I need to go gather supplies. Shall we meet back here when we are done?
Sure.
Sure.
Alright, who's the group's going where?
I think just Ash is going shopping and everyone else is going to talk to Cut. Unless Dea!
I will say Dea is going to go see the king, but she's going to very specifically make sure that her hair is covered and that her tattoo will not be showing.
Ooh,
Okay.
fair.
I will note for sure, he did see you the first time with your hair uncovered and, like, you know, your
Say
arm.
you're having a bad water day.
The yeah, the
He's
big.
invisible,
I think the
though.
big thing is to cover the stars now.
We
Yeah.
did tell him that she was just full of snot now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, it makes sense.
Still getting over it.
Yeah, okay, actually, never mind.
Tamara, Damara, John. Well, Red Menace, but
And
John.
Elena.
And Elena.
Yeah.
Good.
Easy peasy.
Let's start off with Ash going for supplies here.
Heck yeah. I don't think it needs to be anything crazy. I wanted to get Dungeoneers packs. I don't know how many I could get with what I have.
Let's see.
I want to be able to get those climbing and ropes and things that would be good for scaling a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think those are like.
Yeah, I think there's a. I'll send you a thing. Did you just want some basic items? You don't want to like yeah.
Yeah, I mean, based on the trip that Ash took, is there anything specifically that he would remember being like, it would have been super useful to have this, or is it just like
An ice
pittance
pick.
and rope and stuff?
Yeah, pittance. Yeah, it's your basic generic adventuring gear. There's not really anything I could think of. How about we'll go with this? We'll give you a secret tool for later, kind of deal.
This one will be useful later. Love it. Ash knows to buy the one thing, so I got my one thing token that I'll use later.
Yeah.
Sick. All right, love it. I will
it.
say Ash is trying to keep his head down in the market since he did kind of just chew out to the king yesterday. And if he sees any of the children, is going to take a wide berth and try
Okay.
not to interact with them.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. You do so skillfully, dodging around.
Sick. Buy the stuff, and then I think. I mean, that's not going to take that long.
Yeah.
I think he has something else that he wants to go do, but I'm gonna. That's.
Later. Okay.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it later. We'll do it later.
Okay. Cut back over the rest of the party then. The rest of the party, you guys head back into the gates of the castle.
Can we have a powwow before we go up to
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
okay. You guys are in the main hall, unsupervised.
So, we could go one of two angles here. We could interrogate him with all we know, or we could attempt to repair the relationship with Ash's somewhat ruined.
It feels like things may be easier if he is still ignorant to us fucking hating him.
Only more nods. So, do we want to simply align ourselves with our distaste for CLO and ask how we can help?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Sure. I mean, that is the truth. We all do not like CLO.
We don't.
Yeah.
If we could convince him to get us up to speed, I feel like that would be at least a little bit beneficial.
Excellent. Day, I'll leave that up to you.
Fantastic.
Please put me in the back. I don't want to talk.
We did tell him that you were ill the other day. You had become Red Menace. What did you call it?
What did I call it?
It's not.
Polluted?
Did not understand what you just said.
Polluted.
Oh yeah, was not.
So there's your excuse.
Yep.
Dea makes,
could-
makes a face at that. I don't
It
make
will
this
work.
work. If I use that to at least perhaps play the angle of being also ignorant, might work.
Yes. Anyway, shall we?
Let us go.
All right.
Go.
You guys, once again, you see as Cut meets you in the dining room or in the main hall, as he says with a smile on his face, once again back to cheers and charm. Good morning. I trust you all slept well.
Yes.
Most
quite
of
well.
us, and I, Elena, just fucking.
Yes. More time.
She just puts on a very tired smile, trying her best in the back.
Is there anything I might get for you all? Food, refreshments, anything like that?
No, I believe getting right to the point would be the best.
I love Dale.
Of course, of course. He leads you towards a meeting room in the castle. As he sits and you all circle around.
Anymore, he's staring at Dea.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have come here today to hear you out more. We at least have a small list of things that, should we wish to aid you, it would be beneficial for us to be on equal standing, so that things can go along a lot more smoothly.
Yes, of course.
No, I've only heard bits and pieces from my compatriots. From the interaction you all had yesterday. And I believe the most important thing to start with, why exactly do you want this dreadworm, this creature that roams outside your lands, dead so badly? I am lacking a concrete reason why you want that.
Truth be told, Ash and I killed it in our first lives. Somehow, the three of us have been brought back, and, well, at this point, I mean, if we could resolve things using words, that would be an option that I would be willing to hear, but I think it is beyond reason.
A greedy creature, then.
What happened? You were quite shocked by his behavior as well.
Well, for some reason, it seemed to have wanted to target the Star Drake. I don't know why that it wished to turn even on its own kind, or what its goals are, but I can't imagine they're for good purposes. And now, people are going missing in the forest, attacks are getting more and more frequent, and it seems that he has ties to whatever strange creatures there are in the forest.
You have mentioned this Star Drake a handful of times. What is this creature exactly? And they have said you are attempting to tame it.
The Star Drake itself is a powerful great worm, the most powerful. When I had heard tell of the Dreadworm's scheme to try to take that power for itself, I wish to try to get it first.
Can I insight that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go for it.
I'm using my cinnamon roll.
Okay. Take a bite of cinnamon roll real quick.
Real quick, just
A
underneath the
chomp.
Ooh.
That's a
28.
28. Hell yeah.
With a 28, you can tell that he's telling the truth. However, you're uncertain as to exactly how he got that information with the Dreadworm trying to go to the peak.
Fuck, I want to ask, but I don't want to be suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no. Instead, I'm gonna, with telepathy, relay that to Dea. Motherfucker, let's go. She can say it easier than I can.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck. I don't know. I don't know how I want to word this.
Now it's on you, not me.
Giving the burden of
This is your
speaking to someone
problem.
else.
Um,
I can speak in people's minds, not out loud.
so it was, he was telling the truth about
About wanting to stop the Great Worm from
Yeah.
taking the Drake, but how did he get the information that the Dreadworm wanted to get to the Drake?
Yeah, how does he
That's
know
the
that it's
thing.
trying to get to the Star Drake?
Yeah,
Okay.
my big brain.
So, the Dreadworm, this creature, it has a grudge so great against you and Ash that it wishes to harness the greatest power in all of existence to do so. That is quite a far-fetched idea. I am curious how one would have acquired such knowledge without, well, attempting to speak to it in the first place, but even you mentioned that words would do nothing to it.
He nods dourly as he says, during the wartime, we used any information to our advantage. And before we battled, or after the battles with some of the drakes, we led them for information.
I see.
You can see that he remains stoic while talking about that, not really deriving like any sort of pleasure out of like what he says there.
This is probably gonna be bad, but can I roll an insight check to see if he even possibly seems remorseful, or if it's more of a I did what I had to do kind of thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is awful, but fuck it. An 8.
No way of telling.
Okay.
My man's hard to
His
read.
response was just very diplomatic.
Mm-hmm. I suppose to continue on the idea of the Star Drake itself. You have also said that you're drawing upon its power. Is that why you fail to fall when one tries to take your life? I notice a very distinct lack of personal guard around you, and think it is a foolish thing for someone in a high position of power to leave themselves so defenseless, no matter how capable you find yourself to be.
Well, truth be told with that, it is twofold. One, the Star Drake's power amplifies each time that I am slain. With each resurrection, I grow a little bit stronger, and to be honest, my game plan here is if I were to use that strength properly, perhaps I would be able to duel the Dreadworm. But right now, it's not a guarantee, it's a gamble.
Have you done a personal estimate on how many times you think you need to fall before you can take it on one-on-one then?
Uncertain, to be honest. But I aim to go at this with as much power as I can bear. I don't want there to be any sort of mishaps or any sort of points for failure, if at all possible. We're still doing the exact research as to what that limit is, but not quite yet.
Who is we?
Unfortunately, about what I was saying with those deals with Cielo. Currently, the Dreadworm is a bigger problem than Cielo. As soon as the Dreadworm is dealt with, I will deal with Cielo. But for right now, they do provide scientific insight that I currently can't refuse. If you do have any kind of resources or information that I could use to cut off ties with them, let me know and I'll immediately do so. But for right now, unfortunately, the strategic move is to ally myself with them for now.
You do know where that all that science comes from, right? Not just Cielo.
Just where what?
You do know how that science is made. You know it's Cielo. They're not very ethical. Slaves, human subjects, all that. And you're just, buddies.
Not call myself buddies with them. But yes, again, I am aware of such, but currently the scientific resources we have in disposal at Mistral Peak is limited compared to Cielo's resources.
Yeah, for a reason. Good one. You guys seem to be a little more ethical than what they do.
I will be willing to negotiate breaking off any ties with Cielo for now, but again, I would need something in order to at least research that, or some more information as to exactly how strong the Dreadworm is and how soon I can possibly defeat it.
Which is
Remnants, but go ahead.
Fuck, I was gonna say. Which is understandable, as someone in any position of power. You want to do everything that you can to care for those under you, yes?
He doesn't care. Ah!
You know?
Yeah, I said of course.
Oh,
I didn't hear you say
We
shit.
didn't hear that. We're
No.
like, this man doesn't care
Yeah,
about
sorry.
his
This man
people.
doesn't give
Hold on,
two
because
shits.
of course.
Got him.
Got his true intentions.
Brr.
I think if everyone else is done line of questioning, Onimori is staring at the table most of this time. Snaps up to attention and says, kind of an unrelated question, but would you mind enlightening us as to why you and Ash hate each other so much?
Oh god.
Yeah, Ash and I got into many disagreements in life, but at least for my part, I would not say that I hate him.
Insight! Motherfucker! What? Fuck. 17.
You could tell there's some resentment there for sure. I would definitely give you, there's definitely some strong kind of resentment there. But I think at least for hate, maybe. there's definitely at least some kind of like tension between them as far as like for how Cup feels about Ash.
Oh, I
What
want to say
happened?
shit, but Elena
Mhm.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
Fuck.
What
Izzy
happened?
just wants to swing on this man so bad.
Mhm.
Anyway, continue.
Yeah. Well, we both had our own ways of solving the issues that we had with dragons. I opted for a more direct approach at the time. I would have considered myself a person that believed that if we fought a long enough war, then eventually things would right itself. Ash was more diplomatically minded. Maybe if I had listened to him back then we wouldn't be in the situation. But near the end of our lives, I wanted to kill the Dreadworm. I believed that that would be the way to stop this war. And as I had met with Horizon.
Oh,
Or actually, no, I don't think he knows like Horizon's name specifically.
damn it! I
No,
thought you were gonna
he
pull
doesn't.
that shit.
I don't think he
Yeah,
does.
this is the Horizon, but as I met with the woman Ash had allied himself with, she heard of my plan to stop the Dreadworm, and we got into an argument. Blows were exchanged, and things got out of hand from there.
Insight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to choose to not believe this man.
Oh,
Okay.
A lot of
absolutely
principle.
Mm-hmm.
not. Oh, that was almost a 1.
16.
Boy.
With a 16, he seems to believe what he was saying.
What a fucking piece of shit! Oh, I really want. Oh, I want to look into his grave. It's so obvious, though. Fuck.
All right.
The EBS
mhm.
will will convey this information to the others. Not
Replying
him. Fuck that guy.
Replying back through the EBS, Dea goes, I have not believed a single word out of his mouth this whole time.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely not. This fucking bitch.
He is no different than those I have dealt with in my life the first time.
As he goes on to say, yes, but after that argument, in my mind, I had taken down someone who was hunting down villagers and beating them within an inch of their life.
What?
As Ash saw this scene, he decided that he was going to kill me.
This woman, who was she?
And Ash explained to me last night, I believe that perhaps it's better if I not say if Ash hasn't revealed it to you all.
We were there for the argument too.
Then I suppose you overheard Ash calling her his beloved.
You said this was revealed to you.
Yesterday was the first time I knew about this information.
Insight.
Yep.
I'm so sorry I keep doing this, but I don't trust this man.
Insight.
I'm so sorry. Fuck. It's gonna get worse because I
Oh,
feel like I'm
no.
getting more mad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hard to say.
Okay, yep.
Yeah.
The dice can sense your anger.
Oh no, it's not just me. It's Elena too. Now that she knows, she's like,
Mm-hmm.
fuck, dude, and she has no sleep.
Elena's just fuming in the back.
Oh yeah.
Seems that though at this time there were two forces fighting, and the person you killed. Well. What happened afterwards?
Afterwards, even then, my biology was still as odd as it is today. I could get back up the one time, and I saw the Dreadworm heading for the village. At that point, things are blurry. I remember helping Ash take down the Dreadworm. I remember a lot of pain and passing out.
Seems as though at that point you two both decided that the Dreadwolf was beyond saving. And you still believe this to be the same today, with its return?
I do. Though, if you wish to attempt to reason with it, feel free, though I would at least highly caution against doing so without a backup plan in mind.
Understood, although you could argue we have the greatest resource to do such a thing, and it would save you a lot of grief.
If Ash means to bargain with it, I'm not too humble as to not ask for his help.
We'd be honored to help out the town. Isn't that right? We are, after all, both enemies of Cielo.
Yes, of course.
At that point, if the Dreadworm is gone, would you consider severing ties?
Of course, in a heartbeat.
Well then, Onimori sets his hands on the table. We're all in agreeance.
I have perhaps one more question.
By all means.
Once you have killed the Dreadworm, you will be returning your star magic, correct?
He gives a bit of a sad grin as he says, magic like that isn't so easily returned. How's
And
dealing
now
with you now?
do you return it?
Oh shit, that's right. Daya does have the star puff. Fuck. I was like, what? No. Oh my god.
He don't know that though.
So the Red Menace just asked, how would you?
How would you?
Yeah.
So far, well, I don't know if there's any other ways, but death would possibly be one of the only ways.
You seem to have made that quite difficult for yourself.
Seems that way.
What
Is
do you
there
know
any
about-
other?
Oh, go ahead. No, ignore me.
Is there any other way other than death?
Not that I know of.
Insight.
Go ahead.
Please. Be something good.
Hey, I'm glad you're asking these questions, Izzy. These are all the ones I'm thinking.
No.
Oh!
Woof.
So
Nah,
then,
she's just pissed off at this man. So
Yeah. So then, as you keep living, as you continue to live. Every time that you die in the future, you will take another star, whether you wish to or not. And that will not stop then, huh?
Until I can temper this power. It may, yes.
What happens if you cannot? Before all of them are gone.
He looks grim as he says, "You don't seem like the type to appreciate any sort of empty promises like, I won't let that happen, or anything like that. So, yes, tell you straight. If I should fail in my task, then yes, stars fall out of the sky, and I believe most of this side of the continent would be doomed."
Impressive.
He remains grimly silent.
Yes, just so I know, does this side of the continent include Dustkeep?
It would be close to it.
Wouldn't reach it. It would it?
I do not know how far-reaching it would be exactly, but no, I can't guarantee that they would be perfectly safe should the worst come to pass.
Only Morgan lets out an audible sigh.
I'd say if all of you are looking at Dea, she looks pissed.
I think Elena also looks pissed. But she
Everyone's
can't hide it as
slowly
well, so-
coming to Ash's side.
I was on Ash's side the whole
Yeah,
time.
I know.
Well then, seeing as we've really exhausted our primary reason for being here, deciding what to do about the Dreadworm. I don't remember the other parts. Oh yes, we would lend help, cut ties with Sealer, would lend help with the Dusky. We help you with the worm.
Yes, of course.
Suppose we would be then incentivized to help you about the whole stars falling out of the sky thing afterwards, mayhaps.
It seems that way too, yes.
Sounds like we have the same goals in mind. Well, in the meantime, we're going to continue mapping the area and figure out what we can about this worm. Have a nice day, guys.
You all as well.
He just starts to stand up.
Yeah, as you all leave the room very tensely.
I actually think
Yep.
Dea might wait for everyone else to leave before.
Anyone is not going to leave anyone unattended with Kai.
Fine.
There's no more of this. There's no more scenes.
Why can't we
You
all
think
just
Dea can
one-on-one?
fucking one-on-one him, you motherfucker?
You might try.
Dea goes in and throws a chair.
Square up, bitch.
Dea probably can't even lift a chair, but she looks very tense before she stares him right in the face. You know, you owe being in your current role, a leader, a king, this position of power to those underneath you. While the others, fine, they may agree with wanting to kill the Dreadworm, and allying with you. Yes, I still want to take it down myself, but you will not have my direct assistance. You so recklessly try to control the Star Drake itself, you put those you aim to protect in direct danger. What kind of worthwhile ruler would put their own ambitions above the safety of those they have sworn to protect? I hope you have not passed along this sort of mindset to your children. As she turns and leaves him.
Whoa!
Oh, fuck.
Hey, if Ash was
Oh,
there,
yeah.
Ash would love this moment of sassy Dea.
god.
Oh, I wanted to say something, but I want to end it with that because that was good.
Yeah, it's mic drop. Just walking out water tribe.
Can't say
Damn.
anything more.
Mhm.
You gotta leave.
No, we leaving. Not that.
We leave. Are we running into his kids though?
I don't know. Are they
you
there?
could, yeah.
Did we also want to interrogate them a little bit?
As we can say, Onyx and Reagan are currently like nearby, as they just kind of wave at you guys.
Oh, that's good to see you all again. I hope your day has been wonderful so far.
Reagan, completely oblivious to the sheer amount of tension in this group, says, "It has been actually, yeah. How are you guys?"
Quite well. We actually perhaps had a few things that we wish to get from your perspective, if we may.
Shoot, anything we can help you with?
I'm just watching this.
Oh yeah.
No, I have not been told this directly. I have only heard mentions and rumors. I've been curious. What exactly is the general setup of the story of how your father saved the town? I understand he has been ruling for 100 years, you say?
Yeah. So, Dad apparently came into town around the peak of the war. He fought valiantly, drove back the dragons, and helped restore the city.
I see, and you make no mention of where he actually came from, did you?
Not especially.
Has he never mentioned it? Perhaps what he used to do in his youth?
Not really, I guess.
You didn't ask?
As Onyx mentioned, he had a few stories from his childhood, just like, he said he used to grow up around the jungle, was a little bit of a wilder child sort of deal. I mean, beyond that though, just a simple village kid from somewhere around the jungle.
I see, and I am guessing he has kept you all up to date on his plan to take down the Great One, right? Yes? I assume he sees you all as great aids in helping keeping your city safe, yes?
AIDS. Never mind me.
Damn it.
Well, yes, in parts, yes. He says he's planning on taking down the Great Worm soon, but no specific details, I suppose.
He has not told you his specific plan? That's quite strange. Nonetheless, I do have one more thing to ask of you. I have noticed that tensions with Cielo and the embassy you all host, it is strained, you may say. He is keeping up a sort of faux allyship while you all keep the Dreadworm at bay, yes? No further than that?
Yeah, currently, as far as I'm aware.
Interesting. I would say go, and perhaps it would be useful for all of you to go and get fully up to date on what your father has been working on. I'm sure his connections with Cielo that he is currently working with would be very useful for all of you to be aware about, and how he was currently brought back by them.
Regan starts as he says,
If you are truly paragons of protecting your people, you will look beyond the stage your father has purposely set to influence all of you and do the right thing.
wait, brought back?
Yes.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
Brought back from what?
What else?
From what?
Death. What else? Your father may have grown up in the jungle, yes, but that was over 1,000 years ago.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Go and ask him the truth of his origins. Do not let him pull the wool over your eyes. Look at the world
Roll
and
persuasion with disadvantage.
Yeah.
Guidance.
can I use my ball because I did
You can
the
use your cinnamon roll, yeah.
Neutral
Yeah.
liquid
And if you cast
advantage.
guidance, Izzy, remember it's like it's a whole like very visible thing you're doing.
I can't just go blue, 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 like under my breath and touch her.
Nope,
Oh.
that's not how guidance works.
It's very visible.
That's
Okay.
hey, I'm
That's
gonna
pretty
play.
good, though.
I'm gonna play own
You would
advocate
not
here
have
real quick.
advantage, Dave.
That
You would
is,
have
those are
to-
bad rolls, but also that was
Oh, wait,
advantage and not
Oh,
disadvantage.
that's my bad. So it's the lower one. That's my bad.
It's
9.
lower one?
Yeah, just remember like.
Yep, I had it
allow you to
backwards.
try it. Just remember, like you are actively very visible. I want you to remind you of each of
You
when
have
you're
an
casting
11.
Izzy,
yourselves, you're
it's a
visible.
9. Don't do it. It's a 9. Don't do it.
Okay.
It would have been.
9.
Yeah.
It would have been
I,
an 11.
It would have been
oh,
an
oh.
11. Yeah.
That's my bad. I did that backwards. I clicked the wrong one. That's my bad.
Mm-hmm. 11. Yeah. Unfortunately, no. As they just kind of like they look at you and just kind of say, "I don't. Do you have any sort of like sources for this? Bringing back someone from the dead? Like that is a lot you're saying."
I'm sorry, my friend seems to be rather sickly still. Maybe we could go collect our things and
Wait a second.
begin making our maps.
Do say if we are gonna head out after this then. As day is passing by them, she will say under her breath, "Look at the world and what is happening. Make the choice of where your allegiance lies before what you care about crumbles around you."
Ooh.
Damn.
Eye you extremely suspiciously as you guys
Spies.
leave.
That's fine. Day isn't here to make friends.
Holy
Yeah, goddamn.
Hey, DM.
Yeah.
Can I do my one thing?
Yeah,
I realized what I wanted to do. in
Okay.
The extra time that Ash had.
Yeah.
Can I go to the CLN embassy?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I would love to do that. Ash is gonna like tuck all of their hair up inside their hat. I don't think that they're going to recognize me from the cow poster. However, better safe than sorry, you know.
We could cow poster
You're
that.
just gonna keep your hair up, okay?
Yeah, just make it so that the one little strand that usually does hang down, you know, the one identifying trait of the cow poster isn't there.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my
Oh
fucking
man.
God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk up to the people at like the front desk.
Great. As you do so, you can see this large building made of of steel and glass, with the symbol of just wings on the stained glass, and this woman looking down at you, just extremely imposing. As yeah, there's two guards by the gates. They just look at you as they say, "Halt! This is a restricted zone."
Oh, I apologize. I guess I had come with some inquiries, and I just thought that you would all be the best ones to answer my... Well, to be honest, I was having a dispute with a friend of mine. But
If you have any inquiries, submit them in writing, and we can forward them to the right people.
Of course, I guess any questions about citizenship, those would also have to go through the same sort of writing.
Yes, of course.
How long do those things usually take?
Well, you'll write back, and then we'll send you some documents and paperwork and all of that. About 3 to 4 months-ish.
Oh,
Oh my god.
of course.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, well...
Yeah. Ash, roll me, by the way, just a religion check.
I'd love to
Oh,
do that.
no.
Let me
Just
make
see,
out.
I might give you a little something here. You might be able
Ash gets
to use to your advantage.
Ooh,
I know you're also probably bad at religion. So.
yeah, I have a
We'll
minus
see.
1 for sure.
Womp womp.
4.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, sorry. Nope.
Can I... Ash, not great with embassy politics.
Mhm.
Can I see... I guess... Do I see any other people going in and out of this place? Like...
It seems that this is the main entrance. There is a fence around the perimeter of the building. That is about, let's go with 10 feet tall.
All right.
So it would be extremely difficult for a normal person to get in.
Sure. Okay. Interesting. Oh gosh, I don't really want to do a whole side mission right now.
If it does hurry you up, I think at this point the party would likely be starting to look for Ash. If you wanted to also have gotten your shopping done.
Yeah, I think, damn. Yeah, they're gonna be real dicks about this. I think Ash would do a quick...
How dare they guard
Yeah,
the embassy?
how dare they guard the embassy?
What do you mean I can't just walk right in?
Yeah, that's pretty lame. I think Ash is gonna take like a quick jaunt around it and see what other doors there are.
Mm-hmm.
Be like,
Alright, thanks.
Yeah, you do so as they kind of like eye you suspiciously, assuming you don't like, yeah.
yeah. I'm not gonna stay within the fence. I'll go like outside the fence and see if I can see any other doors
Yeah.
into the embassy.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't really see any besides like crawling over the fence.
Oh, it's not like a chain fence? I'm imagining this was like a chain fence, not
Yeah,
like
like
a
a chain-
solid
yeah,
fence. I guess.
Yeah, sorry, I meant like, yeah, I mean, it's still climbable, like...
Oh, I just mean like, can I not see through, like it's I would hope I could see through
you just
chain.
want to like check out... Yeah, okay. Sorry, okay, I understand what you mean. You're trying to like look through some windows or something like that.
Yeah, I just want to see if there is other entrances into this place.
Yes, go ahead and roll perception.
Okay. 15?
There's a couple of windows around the room. You might have to do something to maybe like pick the window or jimmy it open. But the windows would probably be like the stealthiest point of entry beyond that.
Okay. Alright. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ash will take
Yeah.
mental note of this and head back to the market.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as you can see a couple shadows like looming by behind the windows. But yeah, that's all.
Okay.
Sus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, back to the markets.
Yep. Or I assume I run into everyone else.
Wow,
Party.
here we are.
Crazy.
I think you see all of us just piss the fuck off.
I can only assume the conversation did not go well.
It went fine.
We at least got more information out of it.
Have you gotten the things we need for wherever we're going?
Yes, I believe so.
I hand the X amount of gold back to Elena. Don't know how much the
Alright,
the mouse
cool. Just-
tool I bought was, but
Just let me know.
We'll just go with 10 gold. It's probably like a simple tool or something like that.
sick.
I have 10 gold left.
Mm.
Oh, thank God. I have some.
Thank you again.
We all
It's
stocked
not
up
the
on
problem.
food and water.
Imagine being poor.
Uh-huh.
Remember, by the way,
Yeah.
it costs 5 gold to buy some like fresh water for every day you guys are in town. If you guys want to buy like
Be
clean
reminded
honest
that
drinking
gold,
water.
that you need gold for water here.
It's wild.
Well, I suppose I have everything that I need. Is there anything of note that you learned? I mean, we can talk and walk.
We'll just relay the information as we're walking.
Yeah.
Oh, da-da-da-da-da.
Actually, I would like to grab us some extra water. Red Menace, would you come with me?
Sure. Can help with the water.
Mori starts steadying away.
Steadying.
Okay.
I think as Elena and they're making their way towards the edge of town with Ash,
Making a way.
I hate you.
them describing the exchange. I think Ash grimaces probably when he hears that Cut was calling him Ash after you all started saying that.
Well, I suppose that does not surprise. None of those answers surprise me from him.
No, he's a very egotistical man. Thinking of himself and what he believes is best for everyone.
Yes. He was always difficult to convince.
At the very least, I am quite content. The fact that I have at least placed a few seeds of doubt in his children's mind. The
Well,
fact they follow him blindly.
he always did have a way of persuading the masses. I think that it will be unlikely that they will shift easily.
That is true.
Anyway, I suppose, yes.
At the edge of town, we just wait for Onimori and Red Menace to have the water and supplies.
Yeah, you two are off grabbing some water.
Wait, have we... Can I see if we've been followed out here?
Ooh, that's a good idea. Elena's too distracted. She wouldn't.
Go ahead and roll perception.
Straight roll, straight roll.
Oh, that's pretty damn good, though.
A 19.
Mm-hmm.
As you look around.
Oh, shit.
No, you can't really seem to tell it. Yeah, no one seems to be like paying any like special attention or mind to you.
Interesting.
Okay. Alright, noted. Other two getting water. Do-do-do-do.
Okay. Red Menace and Onimori. You two are off getting some bottled water.
We're going to the market.
Mm-hmm.
The Red Menace, did I tell you how I had gathered the water the first time?
Don't think you did, no.
Well, the strangest thing, I met a local there, and they told me that I had to perform some sort of ritual to acquire it.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to teach you this ritual.
But sure.
Alright, now hold your arms out, bent at the elbow with your palms up.
Uh-huh. He does that?
Okay, now you're going to close your eyes and count to 300.
Alright. 1,
Onimori
Two.
books it.
Oh my god.
3,
What
4,
the fuck?
5, 6,
You're gone. You steady
7.
off.
8, 9,
What the hell?
Okay, I'm gonna
10,
find a random local who
11,
doesn't have horns and ears.
12,
Who doesn't have what?
13,
The draconic features.
14,
Yeah, you do so. You can see
15,
someone at the market is saying like
17,
you see the person who stole the lane of the camera.
18, 19,
Hello, are you a local
20.
here?
21,
Yes.
22,
I'm staying
23,
at, and then I say the name of our inn.
24,
And
25,
I am just visiting. I couldn't
26,
find it. Could you help me
27,
find it on my way back there?
28, 29,
What the fuck?
Yeah, help you
30.
find your way back to
31,
Yeah, I have.
32,
Nemo, can you count the typing? I'm so sorry.
Count in your head. I should have
Mhm.
said that.
It's a funny bit,
I
but
wouldn't be
damn.
able to hear
Yeah, I
you.
can't hear shit. I'm having a stroke actively. Yeah.
Yes,
Uh,
it's the name of the inn. I just don't know which direction it is.
Yeah, it's over there as he points.
Oh, I'm very directionally challenged. Could you please help me find the door?
Persuasion check.
Oi.
41, 42,
9.
9.
5,
I mean, I can, but
47.
I'm gonna have to abandon my
10
shop
gold.
here, and I might lose some profits.
I
so,
hand him 10 gold.
50.
Make it 20.
52,
I hand him 20 gold.
All right, you got a deal.
54. 55.
he walks you back to the inn.
We were told the inn is in kind of a quiet place in town, right?
It's a fairly quiet place. You guys are outdoors. There's still like a
60.
little bit of foot traffic beyond like a couple like alleyways and the like.
68. No. 64. 65.
Is there an alleyway nearby? Near the inn?
There is, but it's like a little bit out of the way.
68.
It's
69.
definitely you have to take a wrong turn to get into the alleyway.
71.
Can I just start walking that way?
72.
You do so as he says, "Oh, it's this way."
74.
Sorry, I'm a bit
76.
bad at sight.
77.
It's the mask.
Ah, I see. Well,
78.
over here.
79.
Can I, as he tries to correct me, grab his arm and drag him into the alleyway?
Athletic check.
This is gonna be the nastiest.
85.
Do I use some of my giant strength?
87. 88.
Oh yeah,
you.
go for it.
89.
No, I'm just gonna do it normal.
Okay.
90.
I'm gonna hate myself if I fail this. 18's pretty good.
18.
93.
Oh,
That was almost
you do so.
That was almost really bad.
67.
Okay, then I do the thing I DM you.
Yeah, you do that.
31.
He panics. You do the thing.
104.
Anything else then as you leave? He.
5.
Mhm.
Can I just throw 10 more gold at him and then book it back to the Red Menace?
108.
You do so. Roll one last persuasion check.
110. 111.
Yeah, okay. You do that. He looks bewildered. You run back off to the Red Menace.
150.
Wait,
Roll-
what number is he at?
116.
Okay, I run to the store with the water and I buy some
170.
water.
You do so. Roll an athletics check with advantage because of your steady to see if you could do all of this within 300 seconds.
120.
20 6.
Oh my god.
121.
I buy 5 gold's worth of water.
122.
You do
I
so.
run back up to the Red Menace
23.
and put it in his arms.
Yeah, you do so like at
124.
200.
Oh, that worked.
Congratulations.
Oh my gosh.
You did great.
I thought I would have to count for a little longer. I only got it to 140 or
You
something.
should leave immediately.
I didn't even finish counting. You sure?
Oh, so sometimes it works early. It's over once you have the water.
Oh, okay then. All right, let's go.
What happened?
What happened?
Who knows?
What the fuck was that?
We meet up with them at the gate.
I don't like that.
You do.
Well, we have the supplies that we need then. Got all the water and everything.
Sorry, they're shooting fireworks at our window.
Same.
Why? Why would they do that?
America's birthday.
America.
No reason to do that. None at all.
Alright.
Well, then if we have everything, I suppose we can head off.
Then yeah, you guys head back out of Mistral Peak and into the jungle as you head back towards the Stardrake once more to attempt to implore for his aid. And as you do so, I think that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Yeah.